and Dana White right here. So we can go ahead and react to this after this.
He rode with Turkey
What do
and
you think
Dana.
of Dana's demeanor that fight week? Remember the press conference? He's
I
asked some
mean,
tough
look, I
questions.
think that Dana's probably wondering to himself a little bit. I don't speak for him. He's not,
No, I just you've been
I
there.
think he might be sitting to myself going, what do we get into here?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because he also understands something that overpaying the big name because you just like the guy's demanding more and you give him that money. How does that jive with trying to knock down the base?
Right.
Right. It's going to be a balancing act. And right now, my sense is that, if you look at, I respect the fact Turkey's a fan and he seems to love boxing. He seems to at least want to make some big fights he wants to see. But he also seems to wake up like some days and just like he's on one thing, then he's on another thing. And it's the flavor of the day, the flavor of the month. I don't fully understand where he's getting all his advice from and the people around him and whatever. There were some people around him that I think know some things. There are some other people around him. I shrug my shoulders, and there are some things I see being done that.
Yes. So Matt, what you think about with Lou DiBella? And then you can just give your whole overall take for us, like TKO, Dana White, and the Revival Act and everything. What's going on?
Um, Listen, Turkey does what Turkey wants to do. Sure, he has people around him, but at the end of the day, he's going to do what he want to do. Whether or not he's good for the long-term health of boxing remains to be seen. I personally, the jury is still out. I need to see him build a fighter from the ground up. I need to see him invest in the grassroots of boxing. It's very easy to take guys that everyone else already built and say, hey, I'm going to throw a whole bunch of money at you and you two guys fight. It's very easy to take someone else's shiny toys, but can you build your own toys? Can you build the future of boxing? I'm not too sure. I'm willing to listen. Let's see what he does.
Facts, facts. Sis, what you think about what Lou said in that clip right there, sis?
Well, I'm 100% in agreement. And I've been following this TKO and what they're trying to do with the Ali Act very closely. And Matt is right. I've said that also in a few of my videos. He's going to get some of these fighters hurt. He wants to see almost like rock'em sock'em robot fights. And he doesn't understand that you have to build these fighters in order for them to have longevity. You can't give them hard fight after hard fight after hard fight. They need a few self touches to kind of maybe even recoup from their last battle. You know what I mean? Like, I just
Facts.
feel like he doesn't really understand what it takes to do that. And I feel like him getting Dana White ain't going to help him understand that either.
Yeah, I like me and you, sis, we've been talking about it. Like, I think like that whole relationship between Dana White and Turkey, I think it's a situation where both of them guys are very egotistic to where they're gonna butt heads a lot. I've been on record saying that a lot in
Oh,
recent
yeah.
time and stuff. What you think about that
Mhm.
aspect of it, Matt?
Well, they already butted heads before. I don't know if
Yep,
you guys remember. Uh,
yep, already.
Turkey put it out there. Hey, no, he's not doing this fight. We're doing this fight, and then all of a sudden they made up, and now Dana's doing the fight again. It's like you never know with these guys because there's
I feel
always a
like
lot of
they're
egos
using
involved.
each other. Do you feel that way, Matt? I feel like they're using each other, and it's all going to come down to who stabs who in the back the hardest first.
That's boxing, ain't it?
Man.
That's boxing. So what you telling me? This is boxing. That's boxing.
Yeah, man. So I mean, with the process now, so they waiting on the they're gonna be talking to the White House pretty soon, aren't they?
There's supposed to be the bill is going to be
I
voted
thought that
on
was
in the House of
today.
Representatives. No. December.
No?
It's going to go to the
December,
House
that's
of
right. Okay.
Representatives. Well, the government shut down right now, so they can't do shit right
Yeah,
now anyway. But
right.
shout out to the Republicans and Democrats. But anyway,
Oh. Hmm.
it's gonna go December. We're gonna see if it goes through. I think it's gonna go through. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a done deal. I think it's a
Right.
done deal. It's gonna go through. I feel like I wasted my time, calling into the California State Athletic Commission meeting to voice my opinion because it's a done deal. We know that. They just want to get the PR right. That's all. They want to get the PR right. But I have decided that I can't feel so passionately about this because the boxers don't care. It's like of all the
Mm,
people that called it, it was me. It was a bunch of writers like Jake Donovan. Um, we had MMA writers. We had MMA lawyers. We had MMA fighters calling in, former UFC fighters coming in. Not one boxer. Not one
damn.
boxer. So I was like, do you even care that you're about to get screwed over? Do you
I
care?
thought I thought Rachel Donaire, well, she ain't a boxer, but I thought Nonito Donaire's wife called in.
Yes, yes, yes. She did. She did.
Okay.
Yeah, but she ain't no boxer.
Yeah.
She ain't no boxer.
Right, and they've been asking, like, I know they asked Devin Haney about it recently, and Boots, and like a lot of the fighters, they say like, they ain't for them messing around with the Ali Act and
Yeah,
everything.
but if you're not for it, you
Yeah,
have
why
to
wouldn't you
actually go to the people
call?
that matter. Yeah, go to the people that
Right.
matter. Tell her Ariel Hawani that that you're not
Right.
for it
Uh-oh,
ain't
Matt
gonna
getting
do
messy.
shit.
Uh-oh, Matt getting messy. Let me stop.
Yeah, it's not gonna do nothing.
That
Like,
that's real. That's
talk to the
real
people
because
that
they
matter.
they gave the excuses. They saying like, oh well, we didn't know about it and everything, and I'm like. Well, the first call, a lot of people I knew about the first call. I was like,
Oh,
why nobody know? Now the second one was in the wee hours in the morning.
I
Nobody
told
know
you they was
about the
doing
second
that.
one.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
what they do in
so
Congress, though. When they receive any type of pushback, that's what they do. They wait till the wee hours of the night like a pervert and get in there and do what they got to do. That's how it got passed. What was it, California 6-0? That's how they do.
uh-huh. So
Yeah,
so
that
for
was
me,
nasty
it's
work.
like guys, if you don't care, it's gonna and you know why they don't care? Because it's not gonna affect them. Let's be honest, it's going to affect future generations of fighters.
The
It's not
ones
going to
coming
affect
up.
them,
Yep.
yeah, because these
Right.
guys already made their money. They already made their money. They're on their way out of the game. If some of them are lucky, they got 5 years left. It's not going to affect them at all. But the guys behind them, the young kids that's in the gym, 9 years old right now, that's just getting into boxing, working on their craft, it's going to affect them. It's going to affect them.
But
Fact.
then, Matt, you got people saying stupid stuff like, well, it only affects you if you sign up. But how many people, like to your point, the ones that are coming out of the Olympics, the ones that are just starting their amateur career, who wouldn't if they're looking to make money and they have a long way to go before they start making those huge purses?
Exactly. And let's be honest, boxing is not a rich man's sport. Okay?
Exactly.
Boxing, boxing is a sport that people do out of necessity to get out of fucked up situations. So of course, when you have someone that comes out of destitution and poverty, they're gonna sign up. Of course, they're gonna sign up. If I'm a young kid and I'm starving, and you say, "Hey, take this $50,000," then you might as well have gave me $1,000,000. That's what it looked like to me because I ain't never seen that in
Facts.
my life. So I'm gonna take that. And that's what people don't understand. They're gonna take advantage of these people. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Don't think for 1 second that it's only gonna be TKO and that. Like, I guarantee you that some of these other promoters out there, they're gonna take advantage of the fact that they can start their own little systems. They can start their own little system. And they're gonna end up taking advantage of fighters too. It's gonna be a never-ending cycle.
I don't know because they don't have enough bread to grease the wheels, especially if they're like smaller. They won't have enough bread to grease the wheels. You know
Yeah,
what I
but they
mean?
don't need to. Once the law passes through, anybody could do it.
Oh yeah.
Once
Oh
the law
my
passes through, anybody
God.
could do it.
Right. It's gonna be a whole domino effect
Oh
from
my
all the
God.
promoters after that.
Yeah.
Whole
Oh
domino
my
effect in
God.
that situation.
It's
That's
about
why
to
I say
be some
it's
old.
like Matt said, it's not. It don't affect the fighters that's already getting to the bag crazy, but the fighters that's coming up, the prospects, the amateur stuff, it affects
Yep.
them
Yep.
coming up,
Yep.
in the future. About 8+ years, down the line. You know what I mean? It really be
Hmm.
affecting them for sure. So definitely, that's why I was very hopeful this shit not passing, and I mean, still in the air.
Nah,
But
don't
the
don't be
way they
hopeful.
moving, they got that money, man. They moving that money through
Yeah,
this
don't be
whole
hopeful.
situation.
It's
Like I
passing.
said, don't be hopeful.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna pass as soon as people think it is, because I'm not sure if people saw the reports. but I did see some reports out there that TKO, Zuffa Boxing, they're planning on launching in Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
So they're not even launching in the United States, which tells me they're not going to set foot in here to do business until this thing passes.
That definitely makes sense too.
Yeah, but now you got to ask yourself, if this is not a big deal, Dana White and TKO and Turkey Al-Sheikh, if this is not a big deal, then why do you need this law to pass before you can start doing business?
Man.
Exactly. And I feel like they didn't answer Fight Hug's question when they asked them, will you still invest if it doesn't? Because as Matt said, it's gonna pass. They've greased enough wheels. Dana, he's cozy with, the person in office at the point in time. So they're doing what they do. But I don't see anything positive coming out of it. If they wanted to do something positive for boxers, I mean, they would leave it the way it is.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. Because
Facts.
a lot of the things that people claim are the problems with boxing, it don't have nothing to do with the bill that they're introducing. that doesn't fix all of that. All it, all it does is create a system where you can flourish. And TKO had their earnings call today, their fourth quarter earnings call, and on that earnings call, they said explicitly that we are expecting the same margins of return in this super boxing experiment that we got with UFC.
Mm.
How do you think that's going to happen? Where's the money going to come from? The fighters.
Mm. Gonna be gonna be lowballing all the fighters and shit, and profiting all the bag.
Exactly. Because anyone who's ever ran a business before, what's your biggest cost? Labor. Labor is your biggest cost. People cost money. So if you can control the labor, you control the profit.
Mm. That's deep. That's very deep right there, man, for sure. So, yeah, we can go ahead and switch gears, man. We can